Good afternoon then, and welcome. It's Monday afternoon. It's just gone 1 o'clock. Another glorious sunny bank holiday Monday to enjoy on lockdown. And following last week's Q&A with Luke Cooper, and he actually gave us 6p of his appearance fee back. We've managed to negotiate with Messrs Chisholm and Lockwood, and we settled on a fee of 2p to get our next star, if you like, of the show involved. And this afternoon, we welcome the one and only Josh Hardcastle. How are you doing, Josh?
Not too bad, mate. Thank you. I won't be donating that 2p back, though. Not a chance.
You're not going to give us it back?
No chance.
Well, you know, Coops last week, he said that we'd paid 6p too much. So, you know, let's hope this is 2p well spent, Josh.
Yeah, mate, hopefully. He's always been stealing and living as Coops, so used to it off him.
Josh, I don't know if you've seen any of the lads do these. I'll talk you through. Basically, we'll have a little bit of a chat about how you got into rugby and growing up and things like that. And then we'll give you a chance to sort of like spill a bit of juicy gossip on the old teammates. They've all had plenty to say about you, Josh.
I've noticed. I've copped a bit, to be fair. I don't know why. So
I've no reason why.
A few stories lined up.
Yeah, I keep telling them you're a lovely lad, and I won't have no bad said about you. So
that's what I think.
You know. And then we'll have a few quick fire questions for you, you know, just sort of like one word answers. And then we'll have some questions from the fans, the public. And I've got to say, Josh, it has blown up. It has gone a bit crazy.
Yeah, I've seen a couple already. So,
so no doubt we can have a bit of a laugh and a giggle and stuff like that. So what I want to do, Josh, is take you right back to the beginning. You know, about you growing up, about how you got into rugby and things like that. We know that you're Joshua Hardcastle. We know you were born on the 28th of August, 1992. And also, now, contrary to popular belief, Josh, I'm in a bit of a quandary here because I'm told you were born in Featherstone, but I've also seen evidence that you might have been born in Cass. So can we clear that up?
Oh, yeah, I am originally a Cass lad, against belief, but yeah, I moved here when I think about 4 or 5, so I never laced my boots in Cass, so I'm a Fev lad.
Right, Fev through and through.
Oh, aye, blue and white.
So, Josh, talk us through then some of your, you know, your childhood memories and first ever getting involved in rugby.
Yeah, well, when I moved from Cass, I moved to school in Fev, and quite a small set of lads in that group, and I made good mates with a kid early on, and he played rugby down here, so down at Lions. So obviously, when we were kids, I said, to my dad, I said, I want to go and start playing rugby myself. And obviously, at middle of winter when I started, and he said, it'll be tough, like, you'll be training for a bit, you won't be playing straight away, and, you know, you just have to crack on with it. I said, yeah, well, I want to go and play. So took me down, and then I think I just trained that Tuesday, Thursday, and then I played that weekend. So none of that waiting about, it just stuck me straight in.
And that was it.
Yeah, my hands had improved, so I couldn't catch when I can't catch now, so not much has changed.
Get some Velcro on them, mate. I keep telling you this.
I need some.
So when you first started out then, Josh, did you play centre or did they play you elsewhere?
I was a fullback growing up. Yeah, until I got into under 18s down at Lions. I played all the way through at Fev Lions until under 18s, and when I got into 18s, we were already a kid a couple of years above me, so he'd already been fullback there, so just a case where I could fit me in, really. And stuck in centre, and I played a bit on wing. Played all over really, just wherever I could get a game.
And did you enjoy your time at fullback as opposed to your time at centre or any other position that you played?
Yes, but they're all a bit different really. Like fullback, not as involved in defence as much or out like that. It's a bit more attacking wise. So when I was a bit younger, I seemed to have a bit more pace. I could get away with it, but now I'm definitely slowing up in my old age. So I think centre or maybe back rows for me. I think these days.
You're looking forward to make the move into the second row, then, eh?
Yeah, if I go into the pack though, you don't normally come back out. So I'm going to try and delay it as long as possible.
I can imagine you and the assassin making a second row partnership there, mate.
Oh, he's a bit thick for me. He's assassin. I don't want him at the side of me. Stick him over the side.
All right, mate. Right. As a youngster, you started off and you joined the I think Wakefield Trinity's junior setup. How did that come about, and what was that like?
Yeah, good. I was playing for Lions still and playing at college, and I'd been on scholarship at FEV before I'd signed. And because I'm one of the youngest in the year, so it said to me that obviously I might get a bit taller and stuff, a bit stronger when I grow up a bit, because I was quite young. So I was keeping an eye on you, because back then Rovers reserves and used to play with Lions anyway in 18, so we're a bit of a mix at the time anyway, so we could keep an eye on me that way, they said. So no, it would come from FEV. I think I played a year there, and into my second year, I think I had quite a decent season, and Wake kicked me up. Bry Kellett were a coach who I played with before, I played under. So I went through to Wake for a meeting, and signed a deal there in under 18s.
All right. And was there any stars at that time there, or any people who were sort of like at Wake at the same time as you that are now in the
we had Liam Kay were there at the time. I think Brad Day were there at some point as well when I was growing up through there. I can't remember him. He said he remembers me. Obviously, must have left an impression on him. Adam Gledhill, a couple of players have gone on. Dale Morton and that was players like that were there. So,
all right. And who was a youngster then, Josh? Who would you say? You followed the game, you watched the game. Who would you say you wanted to sort of like be? When you look at like players of that time, as you growing up, etc. Who would you say that's who I want to be? Who was your hero?
Always Paul Wellings when I was growing up. So a bit slow, and obviously just use his knowledge at game to obviously find that extra bit of space and stuff like that. So I wasn't blessed with natural pace, or it was really, really good, smart player. So yeah, growing up playing fullback, he was what man I want to be like. All
right, you didn't fancy yourself as a bit of a Mickey Withers then, or somebody, Chris Redlinski, in that kind of role?
Yeah, I like Redlinski as well, to be fair. He were a good player, but he's ginger in his, so I'll try and get some matching hair colour.
We're gonna come on to your beauty regime in a bit, Josh. I promise.
That won't take long.
Are we right in then thinking that you also went to play for Whitsunday Brahmins in Australia? And how old were you when that happened, and what was that experience like?
When I'd finished at Wakey, I remember last year and said it's either like going to have to break into the first team, or obviously you're too old to stay with us now. So Glenn Morrison was coaching us in that second year at 20s, and he said, he knew somebody over there who put me in contact with if I fancied opportunity. And it come about quite quick, to be fair. I'd spoke to the bloke who'd organised it all on a Tuesday. My dad were away at the time in Australia. He'd gone on holiday there, so I've been keeping in touch with him every few days, just checking up on me and making sure house was still in one piece and stuff like that. And then I just rang him, said I'm off for this meeting, I'll let you know how it goes. And then literally that night I went for a meeting for a coffee with him, and I agreed to go that night. Rang my dad, so I think that went October, and I ended up going in January.
All right.
So I just made a quick decision and got on with it.
And did Morrow help you sort of like, make a few choices and give you a few pointers then?
Yeah, he told me to pack plenty of sun cream, and that about it really. Just left me on my way.
Yeah, being a fair-haired lad then, you know what I mean? You want to make sure that you've got plenty of factor 50, Josh.
Yeah, I had factor 50 on. Warm, very warm up here.
Good lad, good lad. And what? Talk us a little bit. Then you get there, and what was sort of like, where did you stay? What did you kind of do, day to day?
Yeah, when I first got there, I was staying in a hotel what sponsored club at the time. So I stayed there for a week, and I moved us into a pub closer to the ground. It was 20 minutes to Early Beach where I was living, so saved a bit of money up that first few weeks, and we started renting an apartment in Early, which were a very lively spot full of bars and travellers and stuff like that. So we're always planning to do. So just go around there, have a few beers on an afternoon, watch a bit of rugby and stuff like that. Yeah, really good.
So you settled in and thought, yeah, I'll get my head down, keep a nice quiet life, read a few books, not be tempted by the wants and wares of the evil beer, and I'll just chill.
Yeah, that's it. I went for the, get my towel out, a bit of sunbathing with a nice novel, and out away. Yeah.
You see, I keep telling everybody you're such a nice, quiet lad. I don't get it, Josh, where everybody tells me you're such a bad influence.
No, I'm misunderstood massively. No.
You played for Featherstone Lions as well, and how much did they do for you as a youngster to set you on this path as a rugby league player?
Yeah, I had the same coach for about probably 8 years growing up through thing. They were really good. Bob Cunningham, who called, he took us from, I think, maybe under 8s, under 9s, all the way through to, I think, about under 15s. So obviously he knew how we played and how to get best out of us, and we had a really good team growing up as well. So obviously I was never one of the superstars at the team. I was steady away, and there were some good players in our team back then. Who have gone on to do other bits. So we had a really good team growing up, and like I say, I was a bit of a late bloomer for. I was quite small until about 16, and I had a bit of a growth spurt, and I went into play with 18s and started playing open age at 16. So stuff like that really helped me out.
And then you make the move to Featherstone. Obviously, you're a local professional club. Let's put it like that. How much of a proud moment was that for you and also the family?
Yeah, real thrilled for me. I'd had a go on trial before, and I thought about going up there and having a real good dig at it. And I'd had a couple of good seasons back down with Lions when I come back from Australia, and I just thought, yeah, it's probably my best chance now. I think I might have been 23, maybe 24 at the time. So I'm thinking, not really do it this time. Probably that's going to be it for me. I'm not going to. You don't get many players coming through at like 26, 27 into professional games. So I thought, yeah, best have a real good crack at it, and hopefully, if it works out, it works out, and if not, I can always, I've had a good pre-season there to start my Lions season up again, because obviously they run parallel, so a win-win for me really. So I just took it.
If you hadn't gone obviously into rugby league, Josh, what else would you have done?
I've been roofing since I was a bit younger. Dropped on that job after I got sacked from KFC, so
you weren't adding any special flavourings to the old Colonel's remedy, were you?
No, he said I got pulled into office and we said you're a bit too slow for fast food. So what end of that career? A bit upset about that one.
Not getting them chips out quick enough.
Our professional burger maker 6 weeks, and that was just a fairy tale went wrong. Not for me anymore. So yeah, roofing was my that's what I do now anyway. Still, so I'd probably been a bit better at roofing, because a few lads will say I'm very steady.
So what's your favourite roofing tile then? Is it a Welsh blue or a Yorkshire grey, or
whichever's lightest normally? I get stuck carrying them all up ladders and that. So yeah, no, it's done a nice big stone job in Wakey. So yeah, I like working stuff like that. It's hard work on back. It's like carrying lads at rugby every week.
Oh, now then, Josh. Oh, there's a little dig in there. But who do you carry the most?
Coops.
The old choo-choo himself.
He's not 4 inches off me since I've been there, carrying him every week.
The fans at Rovers, Josh, I mean, it goes without saying, you know, they do. They idolise you. You are one of the immortals, I think, and they do absolutely, you know, love you to bits there. And how much does that help you? You know, being a local lad, is it something that do you take on board the admiration, or does it something that you like want to just shy away from and get your head down a little bit?
I suppose it's like good and safe. If we've had a good win, obviously it's nice to be liked, but if we've had a loss, obviously try and keep my head down. But no, they're really good fans. Obviously, I used to like growing up watching Rovers and stuff like that. So obviously I've been both sides at fence now, so I know how much. I think I don't realise until really last couple of seasons how much it means to a lot of people in town. Obviously that playoff run we went on, it's absolutely blew up and went mental around here. And obviously living here, it was nice to see like people stopping you in shops and stuff, asking you about games and that. So yeah, it means a lot to a lot of people, and it's nice to obviously be involved with. Hopefully, try and get a bit of success for them.
Since you've been at the club, Josh, we've seen you progress year on year. There's also been a lot that's changed at the club. What's the kind of things that stick in your mind, you know, during your time at Featherstone? What's the things that you think, yeah, that's been a positive or that's been a negative? I
think it's like we've had a new coach every year since I've been there. I don't think that's a reflection on me by any chance, but yeah, his coaches don't seem to last too long when we've had a season under me. So it's always tough to start. We obviously start to get comfortable with your coach and get your feet under the table a bit, but now obviously how you train and how you play and stuff like that. And then next season, you know, you're proving yourself again. Obviously, you're back to square one. So, you know, for I'm not really the hardest trainer in the world. I just go about my business, pottering about, and obviously I've got to try hard for the first few months, and then I have to just slowly tail off. Yeah, we had some great. I've worked with some great coaches in times I've been here already. So you know, it's always good to see different people and how they work. But yeah, it's a positive and a negative at the same time, I think.
I think a lot of rugby league, though, Josh, certainly, you know, it's about, and you alluded a little bit to it there, you know, learning from others' experiences, you know, and picking a coach's brains, you know, as to what does he see as the, you know, as a whatever position you're playing, you know, actually just picking that coach's brain and saying, look, what do you think that, you know, I should be doing as a centre, or what do you think I should be doing as a fullback? You know, and I think that sometimes it's important to be able to approach a coach as well, isn't it? You know, and say, look, guidance and advice.
Yeah, we get. It's been nice to get them chances. Like, obviously, different coaches all have different views on how games should be played and how they want it to be played. So every coach, if you can take 2 or 3 things off each coach, you know, and put it all together, obviously you're going to make yourself a better rounded player. So yeah, that's what I try and do. Try and stick bits off what Duffy did and John Sharp, Kari, you know, Webbo now. So if I can take a few good things off each coach, you know, it's improving my game every season. So.
And how much do you learn off the other players around you as well, Josh? You know, who's kind of like you know, as a greatest influence on you in the current squad?
I think like Brett Ferris, obviously, he's played at international level. He's come down. Obviously, I've played a couple of games in back row, so obviously trying to talk to him and work offside of him and see how he does stuff and what I could improve my game from him. You know, there's certain players, not always same positions. Like obviously, like Lockie, he just style how he plays the game, just tough and aggressive, just gets on with it. You know, like little characteristics in each person. So there's not, like I said, there's no set position I'd take, you know, any more off each other. It's just if I can take snippets out of everyone, you know, I'll try and do that.
Do you think that this current crop of players, you know, that we've got this season, do you think it's one of the strongest groups that you've been part of?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, every season we seem to have a better team on paper. Like, obviously, we've got to put it onto the pitch and, you know, do that. But looking at a squad on paper at minutes, yeah, it's probably the strongest I've known it as. So yeah, it's bodes well for us if we get back from this COVID business and can get back up pitch.
I was going to say, you know, obviously you made a solid start pre-season. You made a solid start to the actual season itself. What was kind of like your highlight of the season, before the lockdown? What's the one special, or maybe a couple of special moments that stick in your mind, Josh?
I think that touchline conversion I nailed against Valencia is probably up there. I'm convinced it was touchline. A few lads have said it was 20 metres in, but I'm not having that. So.
Is that the one where you back-heeled it over blindfolded?
That was the one. I'm glad you remember it. Yeah. But, no, I think London away, obviously. I'm coming down from Super League last year. They want to go straight back up. So now let's go down there and play how we did and now dominating we were against them. Obviously, letting them a couple of late tries towards the back end. But, I think we're 34-0 up at one point down there. And it's not an easy place to go. I think that's the first time I've ever been on one down there. So, yeah, I think we were starting to click and show signs what we'd be capable of if, obviously, the season had continued.
Yeah, I think that, of all the games that we did play before lockdown, the London game was kind of to me, just showed a lot of the potential, on a faster, drier track, and a lot of the, a lot of the skill and the attacking prowess, and also defensive performance that we could really, really, be a major threat this year.
Yeah, I think we'd look good. Webbo would said it's a bit like a smash and grab. Just go down there, get a job done, and let's get out of there. That was his mentality going down. So we just went down there. Yeah, we were fired up from the start. We'd prepped well. I think we stopped at an hotel for an hour on the way down. So stretch his legs, have a walk around, stuff like that. So we had a real good prep going down into it. And yeah, we're confident. I think we're getting better and better each week. And obviously this has just put a bit of a dampener on it. But
what was the coach journey back like then after that London win?
Eddie, just quiet, we're all on protein shakes and just recovering, now doing loads of stretching up back and just stuff like that,
Just got your head down.
Yeah, real professional outfit, aren't we all?
Yeah. I've heard that you took to reading the Encyclopedia Britannica on way back, Josh, is that right?
I'd read that on the way down there, so, I was just relaxing after a tough day at the office.
Top man. Josh, we're going to move on. I'm going to ask you some questions now about your teammates. Obviously, over to you, Josh, with your answers. And I think you've got a bit of a reputation to live up to here, Josh.
No pressure.
So, which player first looked after you when you joined the club?
Ardo, Adman when I first signed. He's got a bit of a story he's made up about this. This is probably 50% true and 50% is myth. When I first signed, I were doing a fitness session, and at the end, I was lagging a bit. All lads had a few weeks in pre-season. I was just coming down into it, and Ardo jumped into me. Ardo jumped in with end of session with me and did an extra couple of sets with me. So then he said, I've gone home to my missus and told her that I've met a new friend tonight, and that's why I stayed at the club. Because I've met a new friend in Ian Hardman, so that's why he thinks I stayed. But no, I don't think that happened. I can't remember saying that.
Who looks after you now, Josh? Which teammate looks after you now?
Lockie's my new father figure now. We had a bit of a good click. Me, Ardo and Lockie used to go out for a few beers after a game, and now Ardo's gone into retirement. Me and Lockie, we try and recruit a few younger lads to corrupt. So it's not just us old boys.
Who would you say is the funniest member of the squad? Now, I've got to put a little caveat in here, Josh, that every other teammate that we've asked have all told us it's you.
Best of a bad bunch, really. There's not much to go against.
Is it between you and Blackie?
Yeah, Blackie's good value. I always laugh after Barra game in Cup with obviously a pretty poor performance from us. Weather were bad, and we weren't best impressed with his win, and neither were Mark Campbell at the time. And he'd come in and just give us a few piece of his mind about how poor we were. We should be a lot better than that. So we'd started singing song, and I'd seen Mark walk in, and I was stood outside of Coops, and Coops were going alpha level with song as usual, as though we'd just beat him by 80 points. I was just steady away, and Blackie was stood outside. He couldn't see Mark, just swinging his tool around while Mark Campbell stood there, so I just I got sat down up bench and right here. I thought keep me head down out of this one.
Oh, Josh, that's wicked. Who do you room with? You know, when we're playing away, you know, if we have to stay overnight, like Toulouse or Valencia, who would you room with abroad?
I used to room with Briscoe when he were here, but obviously now he's back at Leeds. I think we used to do it in like position order, so you normally get put with your winger or your centre or whichever position you base. But Lockett always tries to get me because he appreciates my team making abilities. I'm always quick to get kettle on, so Lockett always tries to snag me if he can.
That's a roofer's technique, that, innit? Get that brill on.
That's all I'm good for. Short lads will tell you that.
Who's always moaning in training, Josh?
Bussy likes to moan. Bussy's good for a good moan. John Davis, he's quite negative. You know, he has a few pearlers, but he's he's a bit doom and gloom some days.
Is it true that they call John Davis Mr. Happy?
I've heard a few people mention that, yeah. No, I don't call him that. I've got much nicer names for him.
We're before the watershed here, Josh. So
yeah, no, keep them all to myself.
Good lad. Who's the longest in the showers?
Oh yeah. Blackie's always in there a while. Washing all his fringe out of his eyes, I think. Conor Carey likes to spend a bit of time in there. Coops, because he's got that much body to wash. He's always a long time in shower. His Coops. Yeah, there's a few bad ones.
If you had to spend lockdown with just one teammate, who would it be?
Definitely would not be Coops or Bussy. Cannot stand the sight of them. I know Coops would fetch loads of snacks if he stayed over, so it wouldn't be a bad shout. But now, I'd probably stick with Lockie again. Lockie is all right. He's Lockwood. Can cope with him on large scales.
Who wouldn't you choose? I think you've alluded a little bit there.
Yeah, Bussy's definitely not there. He is just an absolute whopper of a bloke. nice lad, but you know he's not the brightest. So yeah, Bussy, I'd be turfing Bussy out.
Who do you think will make a great head coach in the future from the players that we've got?
I'd say Brett Ferris. I think he does a bit on wheels on Tuesday nights. He does a bit of wrestle technique and stuff like that. And you know, he's a pretty quiet bloke to be fair. You know, he don't have to shout on ball, but he's already got respect of all the group. So you know, whatever he says, we'll try and listen to it. And you know, he's always quick to sort you out if you need it. So yeah, so probably Brett Ferris.
We're going to move on to some quick fire one-word answers, Josh. I'll give you two choices, and then you can, just give us an answer as we go through these, mate. We'll start with a nice, easy one. Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Tea or coffee?
Coffee.
Pineapple on your pizza or pineapple off your pizza?
Off.
Early morning or night bird?
Night bird.
A night out with the lads or a night in with the missus?
No, night out with lads, definitely.
Oh, straight.
I've had 8 weeks in with our last, so I'm due a night out.
Winning the league or winning the Challenge Cup?
Winning league.
Yorkshire or Lancashire?
Yorkshire.
Old Trafford or Wembley?
Wembley.
Last orders or the Junction?
Oh, both very close to my heart, but I'd have to go Junction at the minute.
Yeah, is that where special offers are?
Staggering distance from my house is Junction. Last orders is a bit far to get on from sometimes. So,
Rovers or Lions? Yeah. Any particular reason, Josh?
Oh, it's my current club. Obviously, I had a good time at Lions, but you know, I'm at Fev at Rovers now, so I'll go back to Lions when I've finished up here. I think for another couple of years if I can get my boots still on. So, I'd like to end up there at one time again.
Final swan song. Right, Josh. We've had a fair few questions come in. We're going to quickly rattle through a few of these. We'll start with somebody called James Harrison, and he asks, who is the bottom of the pile, Luke Cooper or Connor Jones?
Oh, that's a tough one. Well, whenever a new player comes, Coops tries his best to become best friends with him so he can try and molest him or whatever he does in his old ways. So, so when Jonesy come, Coops tried to make best mates with Jonesy so he could try and get above him in pecking order. But no, Coops is definitely still bottom of pecking order for me. Always will be.
Craig Barker asks, who's had to look after you? Oh, sorry, who had to look after you when you made your first open age debut at Featherstone Lions?
Yeah, that'll have been Barker, surprisingly, since he asked it. I went to up to Carlisle for my first game when I think I just turned 16 and was short of numbers on a Saturday morning. I got a phone call saying he fancy a game, so I had to go up there and with some very big Cumbrian men throwing me about like a rag doll. And Barker kept his eye on me that game just to make sure all right. Said I didn't speak a word on way up there, and then after a couple of beers that way, obviously he couldn't shut me up. So that's how it all started there.
Great. Friend and fan of the show, Kev Cretan says he's seen you on a load of runs, Josh, during lockdown. And do you have any tips for the kids or the older people on how to keep fit?
Not too sure. I'm struggling with at minute, like so. No, I think just as soon as I get home, from work, or as soon as I get up, I like just get it done with and it's finished with. Like if I get sat down, I'll sit here with a pack of biscuits. It's game over. So just as soon as while you're doing a bit of something else, just crack on with it and get it finished with, and get on your biscuits after.
Alison Harris asks, is it true that all the Aussies wear budgie smugglers in the showers?
Yeah, it is actually. It's all PNGs as well. All PNG lads and all Aussies all wear budgie smugglers in showers. I don't know if just hiding something or I'm not sure what story's behind it, but us local lads just like to go in with kit off and get on with it.
Maybe they're giving you a fashion statement, Josh.
Yeah, well, I don't like to wear budgie smugglers. It's not really my style, so I'll leave that question to Chizzy.
Luke Cooper asks, who is Keith and why did you need to get his name tattooed on yourself?
Yeah. Well, I used to go out drinking with a couple of lads, obviously, on a Sunday before I started playing up at Rovers. And it's called Adam, but we always think it looks like he should be called Keith. So, that started off with just looking, it looks like a Keith. So we started calling him Keith to start with, and then it turned into corned beef Keith. So he got corned beef tattooed on his bum, but he'd spelt it wrong. He'd spelt it without the ED on the end, so it's just corned beef. And then I thought I'll get Keith on my chest, just in case whatever happened to him.
Just a reminder. James Dunn asks, what is your favourite pre-match meal?
After I have a Pepino's pizza and a cheesy chips every Saturday night before a game, and it's never failed me yet. I remember when I told Kari about that, and he was disgusted. So I think you were hoping I'd stop it, but no, it's always served me well. So I'll keep plugging away for that one now.
Brad Day asked us, who is Mike Kapowski?
One of lads, I think it was Wheelo. I think he'd had some strapping or something over his eye, and he looked. I was trying to take my out of him, saying he looked like the monster off Monsters Inc. But I think I called him Mark Wazowski or something. I got named completely wrong, and I cop a bit of stick for that one still.
Cameron King asks, what exactly went on at the back of the plane back from Toulouse?
That sounds a lot seedier than actually it was. Yeah, well, me, Lucky, and Kingy all sat back at playing with Kari, sat a couple of seats in front of us, and he told us not to be drinking on the way home. So we thought it'd be very sly and just get a few beers in. And he caught me because I had my hand out in the aisle with Canastella in my hand, so he collared me and gave me a bit of stick. And then Kingy saved me, and he showed him a bottle of red wine that he'd bought. So Kari was saying I need to go to Alcoholics Anonymous, and Kingy stuck in, and so did Lockie, and showed him that they were on it as well. So I spread the bollocking out to all three of us instead of just me.
And is it true, Josh, that you're instrumental in the team haircut at at the Turks or Turkish?
Yeah. Well, I always go to the Turks, and I've come out with a few bad haircuts in my time, and lads always seem to get a bit of a thrill out of it, out of mocking me about my new haircut, because it always cost me £17. And I say, the only man I know who pays £17 for an haircut, leaves a tip, and still comes out looking worse than when he went in. So I just do it for morale now. Just keep lads happy some way or other. So let's keep going back for local businesses.
Well, Josh, it's been great speaking to you again. It's great seeing you again, mate. And obviously, it's a good Q&A session that you've taken part in there. Josh, we've just got sort of like just under a minute left. What's a quick message to the fans?
Oh, just keep doing what you're doing at the minute. Obviously, it's tough. Keep supporting the club however you can while we can't get to games and stuff like that. And then hopefully when we're back, we'll be all looking forward to seeing you all and getting back and getting some wins again. Well,
thanks so much, Josh. It's been absolutely great. Thanks for taking time out and joining us today. We hoped that the viewers who joined us have enjoyed it as much as we did. Thanks, everybody. Remember, stay safe, stay at home. We'll be back next week with another player. We don't know yet, but we'll obviously let you know in due course. Thanks a lot. Stay safe, and we'll see you next week. Cheers, Josh. Bye.
Cheers. Thank you. Bye.